All right, military. We'll make this real easy on you. Seeing how Marcellus is the one that's only capable of selling the public on things. And last time I checked, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Okay. So here's the spill, Army. All right. This is how you handle this. Okay. From Marcellus, right? You have a remote neural monitoring system that's monitoring the entire world's minds. I know this, military. Okay. And you're worried that the public's going to find out about this. Well, if you haven't noticed, military, all that information I gave you about MASH, all these cartoons and everything that's forecasting everything that's Donaconda in the Cumbum Forest. It's unbelievable. Okay, it's believable to me because I just calculate. You know, I'm a natural calculator. That Buck and Adeline out in the field, and then the dose that I got. All right, so all of that supernaturals in here. Okay. So, this is what you do, military, seeing how you are being forced to negotiate with terrorists right now because they're threatening to release biological weapons on the entire fucking planet, right? That's why ET, this is how you sell it, okay? ET can see the future, and I've already sold everyone on that. Marcellus, Wall Ace, you should be sold by now that the patent and all of that stuff. I mean, ET can see the future, right? So if ET can see the future and came down here and gave you, Pentagon, technology that gave you the capability to remote neural monitor the whole world, and the only thing that's holding you back from telling the public that is this, you're a terrible salesman, is telling them the truth, and that's what you need to do. Okay? And this mind control part of all of this and creating designer minds, see, you're going to have to cut that out. Okay? The remote neural monitoring that ET gave you in order to thwart terrorist attacks and nuclear holocaust is pretty fucking easy to sell at this point if you tell the public, if you show the public all the evidence that I've given you that forecasted future events. Are y'all not getting the concept here? And it's not a con, right? This time, this is legit. So ET gave you remote neural monitoring capability because ET can see the future, right, military? ET can see the future. And came down here. Oh, by the way, ET wrote the Bible, the whole ancient aliens thing, okay? It's not going to be hard to sell Christians on the fact that ET wrote the Bible. Jacob's Ladder and the Washington painting. I mean, are y'all idiots or something? I mean, how stupid are you, Pentagon? You gotta be pretty fucking lousy salesman, okay? So you're negotiating with terrorists right now, allowing us, America, to be destroyed because China is not China. It's the Nazis that infiltrated China that's holding the pharmaceutical industry hostage because we allowed them to take control of all of our pharmaceuticals. Who cares? Zoloft and Wellbutrin's a freaking placebo anyway. You can come up with insulin, okay? You can come up with high blood pressure medicine, and you already have it stored. And you got enough of it stored for a repurposing plant to come up and start making it, which would create jobs in America, by the way. But see, I'm getting sidetracked here. You already have the evidence that ET can see the future. And if ET can see the future, and ET has already warned you that this technology is necessary to prevent a nuclear holocaust and to prevent biological weapons from destroying humanity, so ET gave you this technology. The people that dropped us off on this planet gave you the technology to remote neural monitor everybody in the world. So when they have the thought just the thought that they're going to release a biological weapon that's going to kill all of humanity, well, right when they have that thought is when a missile comes in and blows them to fucking, just obliterates them and kills them, right? Of course, nefarious purposes can happen here, so you're going to have some sort of check and balance for that so that you're not just obliterating people because you don't like them, right? See what I'm saying? And that's in play, by the way. So you have people having thoughts of nuking people, having thoughts of releasing biological agents. It's obvious you're remote neural monitoring the whole planet with satellites now, and ET gave you that technology. But you're trying to cover it up, and you got this big stalemate, right? What you need to do is tell the world exactly what your capabilities are, Pentagon, and that if any of these people think they're going to release a biological weapon, multiple launch rocket systems will land right down their chimney and absolutely destroy them in the wink of an eye just for having the fucking thought. Right? Yeah, go ahead and tell the world now. And tell them that because you've already proven, you see how Marcellus works here? Marcellus can see the future, right? The future led us to a nuclear holocaust and a biological weapons being released that killed all of humanity. So it was necessary for ET to bring this technology down here so you can hack everybody's minds to prevent the planet that ET dropped us off on from becoming a nuclear waste zone, basically. Because ET can see the future. And you have all the evidence that proves that now, right? Okay. All the underlying black quantum factaganda is what it is. It was your learning curve for quantum AI, right? And all of this was given to you so that you could prevent the world from becoming a nuclear waste zone and saving humanity. Because you can prove now that you can see the fucking future. If you tell the world that you can see the future that well, and you have all the evidence, it's undeniable, okay, that you had to do this to save all of our lives, well, then these terrorists that you're negotiating with, because it's a fact, Pentagon, I know you can fucking read the terrorist mind over there, okay? It's time to tell the world that so that you don't have to negotiate with these assholes. And the world will understand because E.T., the people that dropped us off on this planet, gave you the fucking technology and you have all the evidence that proves they're forecasting future events. Okay? Am I the only person on this planet with a fucking brain, Pentagon? So you break the news, right? Once the news is broken, everybody understands that this was necessary or we were all going to die. Right? You see how that works? And then you don't have to negotiate with the fucking terrorist anymore. Duh. Y'all are fucking stupid sometimes. Oh, and I know this from experience, Pentagon. This is one that you're going to have to figure this one out. So, everybody has some sort of a quantum technology and an artificial intelligence that can put thoughts into people's head. You see, that's the part you're going to have to figure out. And the reason I say that is somebody can literally stream. I know because it happened to me, okay? That was the whole point of breaking this. That's why I went through all of this so that I could explain it to you. And that's what Russian collusion was all about. While you're remote neural monitoring my mind, if I have other technology present or another signals coming in, it can put a thought in my head, and then when you pluck that thought out, it will be deemed as a terrorist thought, right? So that kind of screws you on, that's where the nefarious thing comes in. Because if somebody didn't like somebody, and they know they're being remote neural monitored, somebody could push information into their mind that is captured by your remote neural monitoring system, and then they get a missile down their chimney for nothing, right? So that is a problem that will require exactly this: quantum supremacy. You see where this quantum AI arms race is going? And why I'm so good at explaining all the do's and don'ts to you? And another thing that you're going to have to do is make this a global, not globalism, okay? You are going to need everybody in the world to understand that this is an American, this isn't just an American system. In other words, China, Russia, on this system alone, everything stays the same, but everybody needs to have a peace treaty on the system so that whenever President Xi or somebody in China, right? Not President Xi, just let's say there's a supposed terrorist in China and you plucked information out of his mind and all of a sudden it's red flagged that he's a terrorist and now you're going to assassinate that terrorist. Well, how do you know that Russia didn't push the information into his mind because they don't like that guy, right? And that's what really truly is going on right now, by the way, Pentagon. And yeah, I'm very well versed in all of this. I know a lot more than you think I know, Pentagon, okay? And there's a reason for that. That field out there with yeah, like literally, okay? So I've got the supernatural, right, that gives me the information that makes me capable of telling you what you need to figure out here. But the remote neural monitoring where you take out terrorists who are having bad thoughts is okay. But the problem that you need to figure out is how to keep that portal that may be setting someone up, right? You want to make sure that these people aren't being set up because everybody has the technology now. And see, that's the thing, DARPA. Russia has the technology. DARPA has the technology. Lockheed Martin has the technology. And y'all are basically playing games with people's lives, okay? What you need to do is all of you come to an agreement that it's business as usual on everything else, okay? It's business as usual on everything else. But you all come to an agreement that the remote neural monitoring system is only going to be used for uncovering terrorists. And that anybody that is caught streaming information into somebody's mind so that it could be plucked out by the remote neural the terrorist remote neural monitoring system. Anybody that's caught streaming information into someone's mind to set them up, well, they'll get the missile strike, right? See, that's the real sketchy part right there, isn't it? And that's why it's a quantum AI arms race. And that's why we're going to end up in a nuclear holocaust. That's why you got to get everybody on the same fucking page, okay? But globalism isn't necessary. I mean, you can go watch my videos about globalism the right way and all that stuff. And, I mean, globalism wouldn't be a terrible thing if you did it the right way, okay? And keep the borders. But who cares about all that right now? This is the technological part of it where the nefarious parts of this is I'm explaining it to you, okay? Because it happened to me. I had a signal that was plucked out that made me appear to be a terrorist, and I was tortured by my own fucking government, okay? So what you got to do is resolve that problem and see why E.T. used me to make sure that you all understood what's going on, because basically, seriously, Pentagon, you really are a bunch of fucking idiots, okay? So what you got to do is use it like I said, and remote neural monitor and don't negotiate with terrorists. But make sure that the terrorist that you're attacking isn't being hacked by somebody that is making you believe that they're a terrorist. See, that's the little problem you got to sort out there, Pentagon. And I would just go ahead and tell the world that you're fucking hacking everybody's minds, by the way. And tell the world, and see, that will relieve to that. If you do that, that leads to a resolution quicker, right? That's what I would do.